Viceroy, Jack Smith, talk to me about Gateway Pundit's got this story going viral because I got to talk to you about Todd Blanche tomorrow. Todd Blanche, folks, be ready. We're going to be covering this gavel to gavel here at Real America's Voice. You're going to have the opportunity. If you've forgotten what happened in the early days of the Trump administration, if your memory's short, tomorrow, folks, we're going to relitigate all of it in all of its glory. It is going to be one for the ages. They're going to come after Todd Blanche like nobody's business. Mike Davis, we'll get to that. But tell me about Jack Smith. What Jack Smith's done, and is Jack Smith being held accountable, sir?
So Senator Chuck Grassley, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, my former boss, just unearthed bombshell evidence that Jack Smith spied on 44 Republican members of Congress, including 20 U.S. senators and 24 House members, including House leadership, the Speaker of the House, the number two, the Majority Leader. They Jack Smith previously testified that they did not read text messages, that they just got the toll records, like who these people called
Yes.
to, from, time, duration. But that was a lie. Jack Smith actually got text messages and read text messages from 44 Republican members of Congress. So this is bombshell evidence coming from Chuck Grassley.
So how did this come about? Because they went on TV. We got about a minute and a half here, and I'm gonna hold you through the break. How did this come about? Because they went on media all the time and said, "Hey, they just had the overall macro, data. They had the macro data. They didn't look at anything." How did this come up? Why is Grassley dropping this today, sir?
Because Grassley is the master of congressional oversight, and he has been for decades, and he is a dog on a bone when he wants information, and he has been after this information for many years. He finally got it with the help of Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, FBI Director Kash Patel, and the other great Americans who are working in the Trump Justice Department. They unearthed this damning evidence. Jack Smith was running an illegal spy operation on members of Congress. This proves what we've been saying for many years on your show, Steve, that Jack Smith, the Democrats, illegally politicized and weaponized the
Yep.
justice system to go after Biden's political enemies, that you can't get more clear evidence than what Chairman Chuck Grassley has uncovered with these 44 Republican members of Congress who were spied on, their text messages spied on by Jack Smith and his team.
Yeah, grand juries in Florida. The president going to address the nation on Thursday night. It's one of the reasons Jack Smith came after him. What's the resolution? This is a Ron Johnson, as you've informed us before. Ron Johnson and Grassley on top of this one. Is this going to get referred for criminal matters? People want to see Jack Smith brought to justice. How does that work?
Well, it should be referred to the Justice Department, but I imagine that Joe DeGenova, who's down in the Southern District of Florida with Jason Rediquinones, uh, with grand juries in Fort Pierce and Fort Lauderdale and Miami, I imagine that they're on top of this. Grassley and Ron Johnson have been investigating this Russian collusion hoax, Crossfire Hurricane, for almost 10 years. This Arctic frost is the next phase. With Crossfire Hurricane, we learned that the Obama and Biden uh, uh, administrations were spying on Trump's campaign, then on President Trump when he was the president. And then they did the Mar-a-Lago raid to cover that up when Trump declassified it. This is the next phase. This is where members of Congress actually start caring, because Arctic frost is where the Biden administration spied on them. 44 Republicans, 20
Yep.
Republican senators, 24 House members, including
And now,
House
yeah.
Speaker Kevin McCarthy, the House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, so many others. The Biden Justice Department was spying on them. And it wasn't just getting their toll records from their phones, where it was
No,
trying to
which they
figure
lied.
out the time
Yeah.
and dates and durations of their
Yeah.
phone calls without looking at their content.
Yeah.
Jack Smith
They
lied.
lied.
He said that he did
They
not
lied.
get their
Yeah.
text messages. And now we know from Chuck Grassley's oversight and Ron Johnson's oversight that Jack Smith did get text messages from these 44 congressional Republicans. Jack Smith needs to be indicted and put in prison. I don't know how much
Amen.
more evidence we need.